Hello everyone, and welcome back to Teachers Talk Money, where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. For today's video, I'm bringing you my June net worth update. This was a month of huge growth. I think this is probably the most my net worth has ever grown in a single month, and that's due to a lot of different factors. I got my stipends this month. In between last month's net worth update video and this month's net worth update video, I got my tax refund, which meant that I put a huge chunk of that into investments, and I had a pretty good month in the market with the funds that I'm invested in through my different investment vehicles. So all of this together meant a huge increase. So let's take a look at each and every account and then all of the numbers together to see exactly how much it increased by, how much passive income I got, and how much my net worth has increased for the first half of this year. So we'll start with my Roth IRA. This account is currently valued at $16,956, which is up a total of $2,659 from last month. Now, a good chunk of that change was what I contributed from my tax refund. From my tax refund, in between when I recorded last month's video and this month's video, I put aside $2,090 as a contribution to that Roth IRA account, which means that this account passively grew this month by a total of $569. So that is just the interest that all of my contributions have earned from last month to this month. Also, between last month's video and this month's video, I maxed out my Roth IRA, so I will not be able to contribute anything more for the rest of 2021 because I've already contributed $6,000. So from this point on, it will be interesting to see how much my Roth IRA grows purely from interest until I can deposit again in 2022. The next account we're going to take a look at is my 457B. So my Roth IRA is an individual retirement account, meaning I own it myself as a person and I just went and opened it up. But my 457B is my employer-sponsored retirement fund. This is where money comes straight out of my paychecks and it gets invested on my behalf. Right now, my 457B totals $12,006. for a total change of $1,672. Now, for my contributions right out of my paychecks, including my stipends this month, I contributed $1,363, meaning that this grew passively by $309. Once again, that is just the interest that I'm earning on top of this. So it was a pretty good month in the market for my funds that I'm invested in both my Roth IRA and my 457. Now let's take a look at my pension accounts. Now, as always, this is my constant disclaimer with my pension accounts. I only track what I contribute month to month. This also comes directly out of my paycheck, but I do not track the interest that these accounts accrue. The reason being that I'm planning to retire early, meaning that all I am guaranteed, depending on when I retire, how many years of service I have up until that point, all I am guaranteed to get back are my contributions. So I'm conservatively planning for the lowest amount possible for early retirement, and that if I'm able to get some of the interest or get that annuity based on how long I end up staying in my district, then that I will just kind of see as icing on the cake. So my pension account total is $10,634, and I contributed $376. This is slightly more than I typically contribute, and that's because I got that salary increase very recently. And so now this is the standard amount that's coming out of my paycheck and going toward my pension. Then there's my supplemental pension, which only updates once a year on June 30th, which, while this net worth update I think is coming out, I don't know what day it's actually coming out, but it's not June 30th by the time I'm recording this. So right now it's still at $514, and in my July net worth update we will see how much it grew over the past year. And once again, this is just something I'm only tracking my contributions to and not the interest that those contributions are earning. Then we have my emergency fund, which fortunately has just sat there. Nothing has happened to it, which is great. This is $5,033, and that earned $1 in interest last month. Then we have all of my other savings. These are my sinking funds, which are my travel fund, my car fund, my education fund for grad school classes, my gift fund, I think something else. I always forget something when I'm listing these off. Right now these total $11,868 for a total change of $441. These are about to take a huge hit next month soon because I'm planning on buying a car before the month of July or maybe in early July, which means that my car fund is going to be completely decimated. So this number will look very different next month. So let's take a look at all the totals together and how much my net worth is this month. With everything all together, my net worth for June 2021 totals $57,011 for a total monthly change of $5,172, which, like I said, is the biggest increase I have seen in my net worth in a single month, I think, ever. And perhaps more excitingly, at least to me, the total year-to-date change is $20,846. The reason that this is so exciting is that if you've been following me for a while, you knew that in 2020, my net worth grew by about this amount for the entire year. So I'm pretty excited to see this much growth up until the end of June because we're only halfway through the year. Now, I need to temper my excitement and temper your expectations for more growth because, as we know, in the summer months, my net worth decreases usually for July and August because I'm living on my summer savings. So I'm going to be draining that savings account. And like I said, I'm about to make a huge purchase when I buy another car, which, as you may know, it's historically the worst time ever possible to buy a used car right now for a number of reasons. Essentially, there's a really good NPR Planet Money episode on this, which I'll link in the description of this video. But basically, because of certain production reasons, there are fewer new cars on the market. It's like a microchip shortage or something, meaning that more people are buying used cars. And a lot of people are making car purchases right now because we are heading back to in-person work. And so, supply is low, demand is high, and cars are super expensive. I'm not very much deterred by this just because if you've been following along, you know the reason that I'm getting another car is that my brother just graduated high school and so he needs a car, he's going to start to work. And so I'm going to buy another one and pass along my 2000 Camry to him. Again, not the best time in history to do this, but I have the money ready and available. It's been sitting in that savings account for a while. And my car that I currently drive, the 2000 Camry, was given to me for free from my brother when I graduated college. And so the fact that I just inherited that and have been able to drive it for 3 years has saved me so much money, and so I'm totally fine passing it along, paying it forward, giving it to my younger brother so that he can start working and save money in that way, because I'm in a much better position to get a car than he is or than my parents are for him. So, not the most financially savvy idea, but I'm totally fine with it, and I'm excited to get another car. So that was a long spiel on the used car buying process. Let's take a look at my passive income for this month and for the year as a whole. So here's the first 6 months of the year, and as you can see, it's been pretty tumultuous. We've seen some big gains and some small-ish decreases throughout the first 6 months of this year. This month I earned $878 passively, which is pretty exciting. That's quite a bit of money. And for the whole year, my investments have grown by a total of $2,542. As I like to say, I like to think of this as the raise that I've been able to give myself from having invested consistently throughout my career. And so for this year, I've already been able to give myself a $2,542 raise, which is pretty significant. I mean, that's a big amount of money for most people, and especially for me. So I'm really excited to see how much more these investments grow for the rest of the year. Because as you guys know, not only was I able to give myself this raise of over $2,500, but that money is now going to go on to earn its own interest on top of it. That's what we call compound interest, and it's what makes investing so valuable. So now let's take a look at my graph. The rate that my net worth is growing has increased, meaning that you can see a steeper incline as we move forward, as it goes up. And I love to see that. It means I am building my net worth faster than ever before. However, you can notice the dip that happened last year around this time from living off of my savings. That dip is about to happen again, and because I'm also buying a car this summer, it's about to happen in an even more drastic way. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what my net worth is going to be by the end of the summer, but despite the fact that I've made this much growth, I'm about to see a short-term decline. So part of me is super excited that I've already grown as much money as I grew for all of last year and the first half of this year, and the other part of me is sort of tempering that excitement because I know that in literally the next month and the month after that, it's going to decrease a lot. Either way, it's all part of my plan. I have my car savings sitting there in order to buy another car, and now is the time for me to do that. So all part of the plan. I've planned on living off of my summer savings since multiple years ago. So it's nothing to be stressed out about. It's just a very planned short-term decrease. So stay tuned for July's net worth update and August's net worth update, because we will see exactly how much my net worth is impacted by these different purchases. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and comment on it if you'd like. Subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me that you guys follow along each and every month for these net worth updates and for my other videos as well. Have an amazing week, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!